What's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
I need a wash. But them say every time I wash a car, rain fall. Does that make sense?
It's the beach this weekend. I wonder what Portland has planned for me, rain or shine.
It's safe to see you tomorrow.
Imagine having access to all these answers and more in the palm of your hand. Welcome to the Jamaica Weather app, your single source for all things weather related. You'll never have to wonder about weather in Jamaica again. Forecasts are generated locally from data gathered island-wide, so accuracy is on point. From hourly forecasts to 5-day forecasts, severe weather forecasts. It can even tell you what the weather is like in another parish. You can even customize your own weather profile with a touch of an icon. The government has recognized that Jamaicans have become more weather conscious over the past couple years, and we don't want you to get fake news. Get it from the source. The Jamaica Weather app is accurate and dependable, and an app you need on your homepage. It's time to download the Jamaica Weather app.
Satellite images capturing the moment of the eruption, a huge plume of smoke and ash billowing out over the region. But for many in Tonga, they didn't have time to flee, as Simon Mercet reports.
Tongans are on the beach to film the first waves hit the coast.
Governments have fundamental responsibility to alert and protect their populations of imminent threats. That is why the international community and the World Meteorological Organization have prioritized early warning systems and launched initiatives such as the Ready Pacific and Early Warning for All. I would like to warmly congratulate the Tongan government and in particular its meteorological service, for the launch of this smart weather app that will considerably reinforce the national early warning system. On behalf of the 12 countries that contribute to the Climate Risk and Early Warning Systems cruise, we are very happy to have been part of this initiative. It is very important now that all Tongians download the app, and you can count on continued support of cruise with its rollout. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I'm Evan Thompson from the Meteorological Service in Jamaica. Jamaica has been very much involved in developing its early warning systems. Of course, we're coming from some very simple situations, simple systems that we've been operating that, carry messages by word of mouth initially, and then, of course, using emails, etc., to communicate our messages, our forecasts and or warnings to our general public. However, of course, this has been developing over time, and we've been moving to more sophisticated systems little by little. We've been gathering information from automatic weather stations across the island, and those assist with our early warning systems because they produce the actual what is happening in our various areas right across the country, and then we utilize that information to project into the future. And of course, if we're being impacted by severe weather systems, if they are moving toward the island, or if they are currently or at the time impacting the country, we would of course be assessing that situation via these systems, but also using radar technology, which we've also adopted across the island. So we receive the information and of course we transmit our forecasts and our warnings to our general public in real time. Now, this is done mainly through electronic media. We communicate through the radio channels, and we allow the radio stations really to communicate the messages on our behalf. But in more recent times, we've been utilizing other sources of technology. We use social media. We utilize from time to time YouTube channel, or we may use Twitter, or X as it is called at this time. And so we try to utilize whatever systems are available to us at all times to communicate. However, in recent times, we got involved in a project that is called Building Resilience through Climate Adaptation Technologies. In short, that's BRETCAT. And that was a project that was supported by a company locally, that's the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center, as well as Resurgence of the United Kingdom. They came together first of all and decided that they wanted to support a project from the Meteorological Service. And so we got involved in that project that was helping to build resilience, but at the same time, it was trying to develop the technologies that would assist us in disseminating our warnings even more widely to the general public. And it went through a process where we had some discussions with many of our stakeholders to develop the products that we were going to be getting involved in. We got some very valuable support, not only from the IDB, that was our initial partner in terms of donor support, but we were also supported by Cruise, which of course is one of those initiatives of the WMO in association with other United Nations entities. But the Cruise Caribbean in particular supported us significantly with the resources that were necessary to develop this program. And they walked along with us as we continued to develop these systems that we were trying to develop under the BRETCAT project. Now, it really had some sessions where we had some stakeholder engagements. We met with many of our stakeholders from the public sector, from the private sector, from our non-governmental organizations, from those who were able to assist us to carry the message, like the Jamaica Red Cross, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management in Jamaica, also the Food for the Poor that operated in Jamaica, that also assists with meeting the needs of the fishermen and other entities right across the country, other stakeholders. And so they would assist in carrying the message. But what we tried to do is meet with them so that they would help us to craft our forecast messages as well as our warning messages in a way that was better understandable by our public and therefore better for our public to act upon. So if they were better able to understand using the kind of language that they're accustomed to hearing rather than the technical jargon that we technical people tend to use from time to time, we were able to communicate in a much more understandable way, and then our public was then able to act because they recognized not only what event would have impacted them, but they would understand what kinds of impacts to expect and be able to take the necessary action. That was the point of this project, and I think we delivered very well because of the support from crews. And one of the things that we did, apart from having those stakeholder consultations, we enhanced our products, our forecasts, our warnings, utilizing not just the text, but including in that the graphics that would assist persons to understand what kind of impacts to expect. So we utilized the graphics, and these were all generated by or designed by this group of persons. They would look at even the graphic representations that we would propose, and then they would make adjustments based on how it is understood by the public. That was very important to us because having that stakeholder buy-in allowed us to move forward. Then, apart from designing our products in that way, we also engaged in developing a Jamaica weather app.